welcome! My name is Andrea Gomoll, so welcome to this second part of our video collaboration. This is a video collaboration between Revlie from the Netherlands and me, myself and I, Andrea Gomoll, a mixed media artist from Berlin, Germany. This is part 2. Revlie created a beautiful mixed media background. Maybe you came here from her channel, then welcome. You've already seen her create and prepare this beautiful background that I added to now. So if you didn't came from her channel, you might want to follow the link down there on the sidebar to check out how she created the background first, and then come back to watch me finish my project on her background, the background she sent to me. I hope that made any sense. I'm kind of confusing myself while listening to myself saying this or explaining this. Anyways, it's a video collaboration between the two of us, just exchanging some artwork and finishing off the other person's piece. And I totally love Revlie. I love her work, her beautiful, fun, colorful, uplifting, happy artwork. So definitely check her out. And other than that, I think we will jump right in. This is already the finished result, so you have a little sneak peek. And if you enjoy this, if you like this, you might want to stay tuned and watch this video so you can see me create this and go from background to finished piece. Okay guys, let's jump right in and get started. This is the beautiful beautiful background that I received from the Netherlands, from dear Revlie. She started this and it's just like so stunning, so pretty. I just love her doodles on here. She is my doodle queen. Look at all those hand-sketched, handmade doodles here. And I just love the color scheme. This like mix of pastel but slightly moving into the like neo-fluorescent color here with the pink. So I really love it. And now I can't wait to get started to add my artwork to this stunning background, even though, to be honest, I'm a little scared. Because, you know, whenever you work on your own pieces, you can just toss them in the bin if you don't like them, if they don't turn out. But this time it has to turn out. So I will make it work. And I think I have a plan. I'm not sure if I will stick to that plan. Usually I don't, but right now my plan is to first collage a little onto the background and then add a little more texture to the background, and maybe a little more color, a different color, a contrasting color maybe, and then I will create a girl on watercolor paper and collage it onto the page, along with some additional collage elements. So yeah, that's the plan, and let's see what this plan turns into on the long run in the end. So I will just get started without further ado. I will just grab like some book paper or sheet music here and just start by collaging a little bit of this music sheet onto the background. Just in some areas I really don't want to cover up. See, it's already starting. Like with my own backgrounds, I totally don't mind covering things up. But here it's like, oh, I don't want to cover it up. That's so pretty. However, I'll just go ahead. I will just jump right in and see where it takes me. So I will start by collaging this. Oh, maybe this one's prettier. Oh yeah, I like this one. With my collage medium, my art porch here. And I will just glue this onto the paper. So next I will grab my lightweight texture paste here, and I will just add a little bit of texture to the background here, just grabbing a stencil. And I really love this one because it's kind of repeating or similar to her doodled patterns here. So I will just go ahead and add a little bit of the lightweight texture paste onto the background here. Pretty. And let's add another one down here. Okay, love it. Alright, so next I want to add a little bit of crackle paste to add even more texture to the background, using this pretty stencil, brick wall stencil, which I really love. And again, my palette knife and this crackle paste. Oh, grabbed the wrong one, see? Good that I took a second look, because I mixed up the lids actually. There you go. Crackle paste. I'm gonna add a little bit of it here right onto the background, just in some areas. And this is a clear drying crackle paste, so it just adds some nice texture, yet you can still see the underneath layer and the underneath colors peeking through, which is perfect, especially if you don't want to cover up too much of the underneath layers. And this is the perfect choice actually. Okay, so the crackle paste is dry, and the next thing I want to do is I want to add a tad bit more color. I definitely don't want to like overdo it, because I really love this pastel-y tone on here, and I kind of want to, I think I want to stick to the color scheme that Revlie used here. So I will grab some liquid watercolor Ecoline, the pink and the green, and some of the gold Ecoline watercolor. And what I will do is, first I will spritz the background with a little bit of water. I don't want to overdo it, because I'm not sure about the colors in the background and about the black pen, for example, that she used. I definitely don't want it to like smear and start to blend around, so I will keep it rather simple with this resist technique. And what I will do is I will mix a little bit of this gold color, because it is just super pretty, very sparkly and shiny. So I'm gonna mix a little bit of this gold color with some of the watercolor and some of the pink as well. And then I will just go ahead and I will just start with the green, just mixing this, and this gives you this really beautiful pearlescent green color. Then I will just go in and add some tiny drops here, and as you can maybe see, I'm not sure if the camera catches this well, and this gives you this really pretty resist effect here, and it's kind of creeping into those spaces between the crackle paste. So as you can see, I try to try to just add to Revlie's artwork without losing her part of the artwork, because I think in the end I definitely want like both artists visible, if you know what I mean. So I don't want her part to kind of get lost. I don't want to overpower it. I just want to kind of add my my fingerprint to it, so that in the end you can clearly see both artists in the finished artwork. So that's my plan for this. So I just added a bit of the green, and next I will jump into the pink here, also mixing this pink with the gold. Pretty. And I will just go ahead and dab a little bit in, just in some areas. Maybe it will need a little more water here. I'm not sure. I hope her black pen is waterproof. Let's just hope her black pen is waterproof. Okay, beautiful. I love it. So, some pink drops here, and then calming the background down, because again, I don't want to overdo it. You probably say that I already did. It always depends. For me this is still like simple. Yeah, so let me take a look. Love it. And just splattering a little. And then I'm just letting the background dry, putting it aside, and I will continue with my girl on some watercolor paper before we will bring it all together later. And maybe some gold splatters as well, and a lot of this beautiful effect will actually not be visible on camera. However, for Revlie, when she's holding it in her hands, she will be able to see all the tiny pretty details. So so somebody stop me. Gonna let this dry, and then we will start the girl. Yeah, so then I will just go ahead on an extra sheet of watercolor paper. I'm just gonna sketch a girl, and then gonna color her with watercolors. So I will put you in fast forward mode for this, because otherwise this video would be like, I don't know, 2 hours long. So I will just go ahead and do this. Now that I sketched her with pencil, redefined the lines, and now that I'm happy with the way she looks, with the character that kind of showed up, I will just go in with my watercolors, just using a mix of watercolors. Basically I'm working with a Jane Davenport set and with a Prima watercolor set, actually 2 Prima watercolor sets, the Decadent Pies, which is one of my faves, and my oh god, it's all like it's just a big mess here on my table. Yes, so somewhere underneath is my my Daniel Smith watercolor palette, and this is actually my favorite palette, my go-to palette that I actually use every single time, just because it holds my favorite shades of Daniel Smith watercolors. So those are the ones that I will use, and I will just jump right in using my aqua brush, my handy dandy Pentel aqua brush, and then I will just go in and add some color to our little cutie here. And with the colors, with the color scheme, I will more or less try to stick to the color scheme of Revlie's background. So let's take a look at that real quick. So I definitely want to stick to that pink maybe, and yeah, basically pink, and then maybe a neutral, adding a neutral color so that it's not like too vibrant, too juicy, because I don't want the girl to kind of get lost on the background, and the background is already super colorful, so I will try to keep her a little more on the muted color side. However, want to repeat one juicy color from the background, and I think I'll go with a pink, maybe even for the hair, let's see, or maybe not, maybe for accents, I don't know. Usually I just decide as I go, and I decide quite intuitively, just have a rough idea of where I want to go with the color scheme, then maybe using some appealing to the eye contrast, like complementary contrast or analogous colors, and then I'm just taking it from there. Okay, so I will just get started on the cute little girl, starting, basically usually I start with a skin color, adding the first layer of basic skin color, or in general the first base color, because with watercolors you always go from light to dark, so you basically start with one lighter layer of a color and then go darker by layering it in the next steps. So I will put you in fast forward again, and we'll give her some color. the girl. I've cut it out, leaving a tiny white border around it, and next I'm gonna collage this onto the background and then add some more 3D embellishments. But first thing, I want to collage this onto the background just using some Mod Podge. Okay, now that the girl is on the background, and the next step, I will grab some more watercolor sheets here, and I want to create some small flower embellishments that I want to kind of cut out and mount in a three-dimensional way onto the background. And again, more or less sticking to this color scheme. Like here I worked with dark blue and purple, since this is a nice complementary color for the orange, yellow-orange in the background. And again, I kind of wanted the girl to stand out a little, not to get lost in the colorful background, so I decided to work on a muted a dark color scheme here. So next thing, I'm just gonna paint some simple little flowers, roses. Just keeping them very simple, very stylized. Just like that. And maybe one larger one. I will just see how they kind of fit into the overall image in the end. And if I create more than I will actually use in the end, I can still keep the leftover and use it on a card or on another Artjournal page. So no harm done. So let's add some leaves here, some green leaves. And to kind of bring the foreground and the background a little more together, I want to add just a tiny bit of darker color into the background, like the purple, okay? So just a tiny bit, not much. Definitely don't want to overdo it here, but just a tiny bit of purple to kind of have this repetition of color from the foreground, so from the girl in the background here as well. And before I apply my 3D embellishments, I want to add a tiny bit more white texture paste, just to bring a little bit of white back into the game in the background. So again, grabbing my lightweight texture paste here, my palette knife and a stencil. And now I'll just go in, let me just check where I want to, oopsie, add a little bit of white, overlap a little bit of the image in the foreground, so it kind of connects the foreground and the background a little. And a little down here. My workspace seems to grow smaller by the minute. I don't know where to put things anymore. Usually with my projects I start out with a fairly large workspace, and then by the end of the project it magically shrinked to like a quarter of the size it was before. Just because I have supplies scattered all over the table. So adding a nice chunky layer, beautiful, love it. And in addition, I'll just scrape that off. In addition, I want to use another stencil which has a little larger, openings, symbols, whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, this one. This one is fun. So let's add one or two up here. Just about like this, so that I have just a tiny bit of really bold white. So meanwhile I have cut out my roses here, and I have the quote that Revlie sent me. Those who dare to fall miserably can achieve greatly. Isn't that a beautiful quote? And it's by John F. Kennedy, if I'm not totally wrong. Yeah. So, what I will do is I will grab my black ink pad, and first of all, I will ink the edges of those cut out roses here. I will cut out the quote, and I will just cut it into stripes of paper, so that, let me just look at the size. I think I want to use a larger one. So I will just go ahead with my handy dandy good old paper trimmer. This is from the beginnings of my scrapbooking time. That's when I bought this. It's by Creative Memories, and I think I bought it in, I can't even remember, in 2000, 2001, something like that. So it's pretty old, but still one of my favorites for cutting smaller pieces of paper. And it's still sharp, which is pretty surprising. This. Also gonna ink those edges. Alright, so this is dry again. Let's finish this off. I'm using some gel medium here. And I will just go ahead and layer all the additional elements on here. So I have my cute little cut out roses here. I definitely want to add one rose to her hair, like maybe this one, and then maybe just a little bunch down here. And I think I will just cut off the leaves of this one, because I don't need 3 with the exact same leaves here. Just want to create like a little bouquet down there. So I will just grab my heavyweight gel medium, which is my glue of choice when it comes to gluing on very textured surfaces like this one. So first of all, let's see. Not sure. I think I will just add it over here because I want the other one. Yep. And I will just stick this down in the center. So just adding some glue here in the center so that the edges are kind of loose, so slightly bending upwards, which kind of adds to this 3D effect, which I really love. So let's take a look here, like this, and then, yeah, gonna add this next, like this. Really a good chunky amount of gel medium underneath, so that it's really dimensional. This will of course take a while to dry, but once it is dry, it leaves you with a really pretty 3D effect here. So let's put that in place, and this one. And next I want to add the quote. Let's see where I want to put those. Like this, and then next I still want to add those wooden stars here. Let's see, yep, I like that. Yeah, and then I would just go in, ink the edges with my black ink pad. Oops. Just rubbing it along the edges, just because I think it gives a little more of a finished look to the page. And then, yeah, and then last but not least, I will use my irresistible colored texture sprays to add some finishing splatters, some neon pink and some black or a dark gray, and I don't use it for spraying it on or spritzing it on. I'm using it for splattering. And those splatters, they will dry like with leaving it like a shiny 3-dimensional surface, almost like those animal dots, animal glue dots, sticker type of thingies that you can buy, which I really love. Also splattering a little onto this flower, those flowers down there. just kind of shielding off the face because I don't want any black splatters in the face of the little girl here. So there you go with the black, and next some bright pink, neon pink. Oh, that was a large blob, but that's fine because the larger the blobs the shinier they will dry and leaving you with a really pretty effect. Let's take a look. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it. So, yeah, calling it done. Just letting it dry and then off it goes. Back to the Netherlands, back to Revlie, back home. And I hope she will like the result. I hope she's not mad at me because I maybe went a little overboard on the background. Yeah, but that's me. You know, I just enjoy the process so much, and once I get started, I keep on adding and adding and adding and layering and adding texture and adding layers, and yeah, basically for me, you still see a lot of the first base background peeking through, like her cute doodles here. Well, okay, I almost covered up. Oh, well, you can see those two up there, and you can still see a little of her color scheme peeking through, and some of the stamps here. So yeah, I just went with it. I just took it and ran with it. But hey, that's how I roll. That's how I work. Basically, whenever I start with my own backgrounds, in the end you can barely see anything of the first layer. But yeah, that's just part of the fun, part of the process for me. So anyways, I absolutely enjoyed this, had so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Yeah, definitely check out the other videos, check out what Revlie did with my background, with the background I created. And if you haven't seen Revlie preparing the background, so if you didn't came here starting to watch her video, you might want to hop over and check out how she created this fun background before she sent it to me. Yeah, so I absolutely enjoyed this collaboration. Thank you, Revlie, for doing this with me. I hope this was the first one, but I hope it wasn't the last one. And yeah, other than that, I hope everybody, you enjoyed watching this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And yeah, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, a subscription if you enjoyed this. Whoopsie. Yeah, and also check out Revlie's channel. And I think I will stop to talk now because this video is already like super long and intense in content. So yeah, talk to you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.